Good afternoon, how you doing? Today I'm going to come clean. I'm going to tell you something that I've only told a few people in my life. I'm going to tell you why I live in the spirit and not in the flesh. I'm going to tell you why I thought that for a long time that I was weird and abnormal, but yet realized that I am normal while others are weird and not normal, while others are deranged. You see, right now in your life, you are being the person you were programmed to be. When you were born, you did not decide what color you are. You did not decide what if you were male or female. You did not decide what country, what culture, what nationality, what religion. You didn't decide pretty much anything. You didn't even decide your name or what you would be called. You were told all these things. You were trained in all these things. It's not bashing you. But then once you became older, when you came to a level of reasoning, which for most people happens after their 20s, when you get into those realms, now your job has become to reinforce all the things that you were forced to believe. That there is no way you can step beyond it, that you can walk away from it, that you can realize that something is not right. You see, when I was 10 years old, I realized that something just wasn't right. The man who stood in the pulpit was teaching things that it didn't settle well. And when I went and researched it, I realized that this part made sense, but this over here did not. And in the ways of the ancient Jews, if a piece of a story is a lie, then the entire story is a lie and suspect, or at least suspect. And as the Romans say, if someone is willing to be fooled, then it is okay for them to be fooled. Let them be fooled so you can become the foolish. Because why? Because you do not use reasoning and logic and rhetoric and grammar in order to understand what is truth and what is not. State religions have been with us for over 2,000 years, where the state has decided what your religion is and what God looks like. And oftentimes, God never looks like you. God looks like something outside of you. Salvation looks like something outside of you. But prior to that, men of all lands understood that God looked like themselves because God was internal. They looked into the heavens and they saw the symbolisms of the ways and the mechanism and the nature of God, and they saw it within themselves. And within that, they figured out how to reach the divine mind. And this is the normalcy that I received when I was 10. I struggled with it. I struggled deeply with it. Why? Because it didn't fit to my family. It didn't fit with my friends. It didn't fit with the church that I was going to. It didn't fit in American society at the time. I was outcast and called a heretic. I was called a blasphemer. I was called a devil. When in truth, I am the light of God. Why? Because I understand the nature of God. I understand that the nature of God is the reflection inside myself. That in the Gospel of Thomas, it said that it is not what outside of you that will save you, but it's what within you is what will save you. And until you bring what is within you outside of you, then you will be saved. So my divinity inside of me is what will save me, because as above, so below. What God is, or what the Creator is what is inside me. Now, I am not saying I am the Creator, but merely a hologram, a reflection of the Creator. That what He does above, it is done below. And I can't even say He. I can't even say He. Because one of the things that the state religion, especially the Romans, had to get rid of was the sacred feminine. Because if you look at the witch hunts and the Inquisition, who were they killing? Free-thinking women. You see, a free-thinking woman is a very dangerous thing, because a free-thinking woman raises a free-thinking child. And what happens when a child thinks freely, beyond the state, beyond what has been hammered into them? They become free. They don't realize they don't need the state. They realize that they can create, that they can be whatever they choose to be. And if people have true choice, slavery is difficult. Mental slavery becomes very difficult. So How do you even get around that? Easy. Easy. If everybody can't fit into this Orthodox box, then let's have a Protestant box. If everybody can't fit in this Christian box, let's have a Muslim box. If everybody can't fit in the Christian and Muslim, let's have a different kind. So I stepped out of the box. I had to remove myself from the box. Can you remove yourself from the box is the question. Because as long as you're trapped into the box, as long as you remain within this poverty of the flesh, you will never see the divine mind. You will never come to the divine mind. You will never get your male and female energy together so that you can see the divine creature that you are. This is me coming clean. I'm coming clean on my understanding of the world, my understanding of the universe, my understanding of man. Because it was hidden for such a long time. And then it was almost beaten out of me through relationship after relationship. But I realized that the most important relationship in my life is the one within myself. Because only if that relationship within myself comes to the divine, then nothing else matters, because then I cannot be the fullness that I can be to my kids, to wives, to anyone, to friends, family, to anyone. So you must come to that, or you can come to that. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to begin to teach. I've been asked to teach for such a very long time, but now I'm going to begin to teach. The time is right. An awakening has begun over the last few years, and the time is right. I'm going to begin teaching. I don't know the fullness of how it's going to come about. I don't know if it will be a group. I don't know if it'll be physical. I don't know if it'll be online. I don't know what it will be. But whatever it is, I will invite you to be a part of it. I will invite you to at least listen. At least listen. Chew the meat, spit out the bone. So, I am normal because I am divine. I hope that you become normal with me. It's Lorenzo Reed. My greatness is non-negotiable, and so is yours. Share this with whomever you share with. Enjoy yourself. Have a great day.